60 seconds.
Violate your ears.
Good morning, sunshine. It's me. Thank you. Oh, going solo. Cool. All right, type in your name.
45 seconds.
All right, pick your icon. Just hit the number.
30 seconds.
Okay, your buzzer's gonna be the letter B.
Okay, here we go. Good luck, everybody.
Wow, look at you playing Headrush by yourself. Hey, can I let you in on a little secret? You're gonna win. Now then, here's what you got. Okay, did everyone make? Great, let's go. Alrighty, pick one. This bad boy is, I'm gonna rip you a new one. This one will get you 10 grand. A 1, a 2, a 3. Imagine a cartoon version of the story of Rip Van Winkle. Because of Rip's claim to fame, which of these cartoon characters could play him? Rip Van Winkle is famous for falling asleep for 20 years. Of course, today, he would have just been called a slacker and told to get up and go to college or something. Okay, pick a category. Looks like this category is MTV is our new government. $20,000 for a correct answer. All right, now listen up. You know how the real world starts out with the cast telling us that it's a true story about 7 strangers? Well, imagine you tune in one day and you hear this instead.
This is the true story
of 9 strangers
picked to sit on a bench
for the rest of their lives. Find out what happens when people stop being nice
and start passing judgment.
What's the best name for this new show? The real U.S. Cabinet, the real U.S. House of Representatives, the real U.S. Supreme Court, or the real U.S. Senate? The Supreme Court has 8 judges and 1 Chief Justice, each handpicked by the President and required to interpret the law for the rest of their lives. Oh my God, we're wearing exactly the same robe? I cannot handle this.
So what? At least mine fits me.
You're so cruel. Category, please. Open wide and get ready for, it hasn't been my day, week, month, or year. This one can get you 10 grand. All right, now you've seen that show Friends, right? Well, you know how Joey and Chandler are roommates? If Joey and Chandler have a huge fight and Chandler decides to move in with another Joey, what? Joey is another name for a baby kangaroo. Yeah, and the worst part about living in a kangaroo's pouch is that it's really hard to sneak someone in for the night without your mom catching you. Okay, I need a cat. Now serving, don't be such a baby. And you're playing for a $30,000 wad. Hey, you know how in the Ugly Duckling story, the duckling was actually a baby swan? Well, if the story The Ugly Duckling uses the name of a baby swan in its title, a cygnet is a young swan, so the story would be retitled The Ugly Cygnet. You know, I was kind of ugly when I was young, and my mom would say, "Don't worry, Bob. Someday you'll be covered in feathers and you'll be able to take a crap in the lake, too." I need a category. Your attention, please. Attention. You just picked a dis or dat. The category for this dis or dat question is everybody sucks. Okay, I'm going to read off 7 different musical acts, and for each one, I want you to tell me if the act sucks or it doesn't suck. Chill out, okay? You know the rules. Get the monkey. Let's go. Here we go. Spice Girls, suck or don't suck? Hanson. Backstreet Boys. Matchbox 20. Celine Dion. Jewel. Last one. That's all she wrote. 4 out of 7. What's that, like a D- or something? Well, let's check your score. Hey, it's better than losing money. Let's move on. Category, please. May I introduce getting a charge out of Sweet Valley. 20,000 bucks says you don't know this one. All right, now you know those twins on Sweet Valley High, Jessica and Elizabeth, the ones that are supposed to be like exact opposites of each other? Well, if Jessica and Liz behave the same way as objects that have opposite electrical charges, what would you expect them to do? Make each other explode, scream and run away from each other, run up and kiss each other, or produce gas in each other? In physics, things with opposite charges, like protons and electrons, are attracted to each other. So those opposite twins would be smooching. Damn, I never saw that episode. Not that I ever watched Sweet Valley High, because I would never. Okay, let's move on. Alrighty, pick one. Pucker up for You Think You're So Hot. How does $20,000 sound? And we're off. Why was Alexander the Great so great? His dad's last name was Great. He was the oldest king ever. He was undefeated in battle. Alexander the Great was undefeated. He won his first battle when he was just 16. Hey, and let's face it, the biggest thing you've accomplished so far is getting this question right. Okay, pick a category. This baby is the Founding Fathers Glam It Up. Looks like this one's going for 10,000 bucks. You know, nowadays it seems like everybody's on a book signing tour. If you go to a bookstore for an author signing of the Declaration of Independence, what will the author write on your copy? Best wishes, Benjamin Franklin. To my biggest fan, George Washington. With love, Thomas Jefferson. Or, peace, John Hancock. No, but Hancock would probably sign his name so large you wouldn't be able to read anything else. Should have picked this. The Declaration of Independence was written by Thomas Jefferson. Yeah, and maybe if you're lucky, you can get him to sign that crappy sequel of his, the $2 bill. That sucked. I need a category. And this is no requests, please. And you pocket 20,000 clams if you get this one. Here's the pitch. If instead of spinning albums at a rave, your favorite DJ spins albumin, what'll most likely happen to the ravers? They'll be splattered with egg whites, they'll be blinded by lemon juice, they'll be attacked by large birds, or they'll be crushed by Albumin is just a fancy word for egg whites. You know, the cool thing is that after you dance all night, you and your raver friends can have a nice breakfast right there in the warehouse. Okay, I need a category. And I believe this one's called That Rides the Boom. 10,000 bucks riding on this one. Eyes up front, we're moving. If your first car is a specially designed Saturn modeled after the planet Saturn, what would be its most distinguishing characteristic? It would orbit Mars, it would have a giant red spot on the hood, it would have rings of cosmic ice around it, or it would appear once every 76 years. The planet Saturn is the one with those big rings around it. Durr. It sucks, though, because no matter how much you turn up the defroster in your car, that cosmic ice never comes off. Alrighty, pick one. It's time for the Headrush. Don't you dare look away, because when you see two words that match... Oh, am I boring you? Well, let's get to the rush. Don't say I didn't warn you. Here's your clue. A little number that rocks. Well, let's see if you can rock on this Headrush. Good luck. Nothing to write home about, but not too shabby. Let's see your final score. That's the game. Hey, Green, you were like the best player we had this whole game. Really, I mean that. Thank you for playing Headrush, and hey, I'll see you next time.
And that's a wrap. Another day, another peso. Diva Bambina, tell me, is it going to be Uno Mas game?
Okay. Hey, if you want to play again, just let me know when you're ready, all right?
Quiet around here now that all my siblings are dead or in rehab.